So I have this Hive Warden from Reaper Bones that I'm planning on painting. This is going to be a very quick and rough paint job. I'm just going to see how quickly I can do it to get it table worthy. And we're going to start with Clear Magenta from Reaper Bones. This is a new paint set I've recently acquired. Good paints. They're kind of thinned down, so they make good glazes, and yeah, no, I enjoy them. As you can see, the paint is not going on very well. I have a feeling that's because this is something I primed a long time ago, so it's gotten dusty, oily, dirty, I don't know, but the paint is kind of just like falling off. It's also quite a thinned paint, so that's not helping either. But I'm just going to soldier on instead of trying to fix it. Get the brain bit of this creature done. I was going to have the pink brain and the purple tentacles. I started painting the purple and fairly quickly realised they don't go particularly well. Maybe a blend between the two would have worked, but I didn't particularly like them. I thought they clashed a little bit and didn't look nice. So I went for the magenta across the top of the tentacles, and that already looked much, much better. So I went back to the purple thinking purple could go underneath, and that did look cool. I was enjoying that, but you can tell by the tone of my voice that's not the thing I settled on. After painting the top of all the tentacles magenta and starting to think about the purple, I saw that the purple kind of just blended in. It didn't stand out in any way. So I thought, what would stand out? And I looked at a colour wheel and saw that a green colour would be the opposite of what I had at the moment. So I thought, let's go with green. This green is really thin and is not going on very well. So it's going to take a few coats, but as you can see, I am not being pretty with it. I am slapping it on thick, like a wash really, and just letting it happen. So this is how it looks with everything green, and it looks cool. I like it. It's kind of like alien and weird, and I think it adds a lot to like the atmosphere of the creature, I guess. Trying to get a quick volumetric highlight across everything, I've decided to paint everything with a very light flesh or white colour. And I'm doing this because the base coat that I did in the magenta wasn't particularly smooth, as I did it so quick and messy. And this way we should get a lighter magenta where we have the white. So basically, I'm just about to paint over all of it again with the magenta colour. So you can see with the magenta colour when I'm painting over it, where it was white, it's a bit lighter. Admittedly, this effect didn't work anywhere near as much as I wanted it to, and I probably should have just put some time into just layering up some highlights. That said, it did have an effect to it, especially across the tentacles, and it made it incredibly quick. There were maybe longer drying times, but that was time I could spend doing other things, so can't really add towards painting time. And overall, the entire paint job of this thing took probably less than an hour. So at the moment, looking kind of flat. We've added a little bit of volume to the brain and the top of the tentacles. Now to work on the flat green underneath. Now I don't want to use more green. I'm going to add yellow. That's taking us towards this kind of lime green or much lighter green colour. Whereas if I'd have used the light flesh or a white, it would have just been a paler version of green. And this is where we look with yellow mixed in all around, and that's given it this kind of like luminous effect and definitely added towards the aberration alien kind of aspect of the creature. Then it's time to paint the eye. Now the eye is a main feature, and this is where I have done my biggest mistake. What I should have done, instead of painting it like I am now, where I didn't really know what I was doing, I've picked yellow for some weird reason to be the iris colour, and once I get the circle on, I look at it and 1, the yellow doesn't really stand out or make sense, and 2, I've painted a circle like a human eye. What I should have done instead is pause it here. Then I should have gone on to something like Google and looked up maybe, I don't know, cool reptile eyes and had a look for some inspiration. Look, it's Kirsten Stewart. And you can see there, all of those eyes would have been much cooler, like a dragon, reptilian, slit eye or something like that would have been a much, much better thing. Looking at references is not cheating. It isn't an amateur-esque thing to do. It's something that professionals do all the time. And I don't know why I didn't do it. I just flat out just sat here, I'm going to get it done quickly, and just carried on doing what I was doing, even though I didn't particularly like the effect. So we have a human looking eye with a yellow iris, and then I'm adding some whites for like highlight glints to make it look a bit shiny and wet. And then I painted the base black, and that was this creature done. Like I say, all in all, a bit less than an hour. It has a fair amount of volume and contrast to it. So you can see I added kind of blue specks to bits of the tentacles. Some of those are on the miniature and some are not. But the big difference between the green and the pink, I think, give it this really big contrast and kind of dynamic look. There you go. A quick, messy, nasty paint job for this weird looking creature. And that's all I got for you this time. Bye!